Hey guys, yeah, part two tonight, Colleen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? Quite spooky, but it seems to be a part of the country that we're living in. It just happens to be. It's not out of choice that
Yeah,
we see these stories. It is part of
yeah.
life.
There's so many because we're gonna have to get Amanda's next notes for us because Amanda's read a book recently on Yorkshire ghost stories, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I'm going to invite her to go back for her and get some notes for us because you told me a couple of them from the book review we did recently. So, well, the one I've got, Colleen, is, and I'm going to do this a bit different actually here because this is actually a poem actually I've wrote, but it tells the story of what happened at Oldham Coliseum Theatre, which is like an old Victorian style theatre. Now, this piece has been wrote. Amanda, why is this piece been wrote?
Because it's going in my crime and horror anthology that's available to pre-order now, called From the Shadows.
Yeah, this is part of Amanda's printed words collective, and she asked me to do a piece, and I know quite a bit of local history, basically, about ghost stories and stuff, and this one actually got wrote clean. Quite interesting about when somebody actually really accidentally got killed during the production of Macbeth, would you believe?
No, I believe that because when I was doing Shakespeare Macbeth, we were told that we couldn't watch it. There's something you have to do when you watch Macbeth, and I can't remember what it is.
What it is, and when you're watching Macbeth, you're not allowed to mention the name Macbeth. The actors aren't.
Goodness.
And what happened? This is an actual case study. I can't remember. I forgot what year it was now. It's in late 40s or late 50s. I think it was 40s actually, where this story actually happened. And it's one of the major reasons why it happened. And it's a poem, and I thought it's worth reading this tonight for you, Colleen, to give you an example of basically another story. I've wrote a poem. So, and this is the Scottish curse of the Oldham Coliseum Theatre. Okay. Some say it was an accident and one of the two actors slipping, resulting in one of them moving slightly more forward than he should have done. Macbeth, the reports claimed, he called out 4 times after being warned of the Scottish curse by other actors in the dressing room. Some say he looked terrified throughout the play, almost like he knew what was going to happen next, pausing before the finale, crawling into the wings instead of dying on stage afterwards, calling out once to the stage director, "I've been stabbed." Some say he's still there now, looking over his shoulder over 70 years later, looking at a deserted balcony every Thursday, tangled in a garbled loop, holding onto his chest, closing his eyes just before the blade entered him, fighting with the shadows even now.
That's really sad.
It's really sad because what happened there was, the more context behind it is, it was basically somehow in this, it meant to be a big fight scene, and at the end of it, we played Macbeth, he got stabbed. And basically what happened was, he got stabbed, it meant to be like a fake blade, and somehow a real blade ended up on stage, and it stabbed him. And basically, when he got stabbed in the play, he played dead on the floor, but he ended up dragging himself off stage because the blood was pouring out all over the place. Terrible story. Think about it, really, that. But you're right, and you said before, Clint, everywhere you go, is whether it's the actors like, whether there's an interest in these sort of tragedies, or there is something there. I think it's something that I don't think we're going to find out in our generation. But Amanda, what do you think?
I've never even heard of the curse before you told me about it.
Now, that's just come up. It's I have a habit where, honestly, I root through obscure books and websites and looking for little fragments sometimes. And that was basically a 4-line fragment I found somewhere. And it's not a known story, but sometimes it's even not known stories you can make really compelling stories out of.
Yeah, it's true. And I think also with the films and theatres, you can't mention the name. It's also, they also say that for when they're performing the play on stage and in theatres.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. It's just really, really quite worrying. So, right, Clay, on a different note, anyway, I've got a plug here. Mum's been talking about, and it's quite a funny story, this as well. I thought I'd give her a laugh at after depressing them all with 20 minutes of ghost stories. I think I've told you, Glenn, I'm bringing a new poetry book out called Haiku of Life.
The front cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
I recommend it. Poetry of Life.
Now that was the picture of that was took in a forest area where me and Amanda live. And clever young lady, what did you do?
I just put the title on your name in it and added a tint to it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. Now, what I've done is it's haiku. I've done this book for every year I've been alive. So I wanted to try and give it like quite honestly and earthiness by writing a short poem about something that happened every year I was born in my life. Some of the very early ones, obviously, I had to go and get help. Like asking my mum and dad for certain bits and pieces. Pardon me. But the later ones, I think it was all cool. I knew what I was going to write about from the beginning. So, but what's happening, Claire, is quite funny. Is I got the proof book through today, and you wouldn't have seen it, Colleen, on the actual photograph I took of it to send it to you. I thought I'd gone and ordered an A5 book off Amazon, and what arrived this afternoon, Amanda?
You've gone and made it into an A4 book, and considering that you've got a haiku, which is very short on each page, it leaves an awful lot of blank space.
It looks a beautiful book, but it's not quite going to plan.
I feel like you could have images on each page where there's a big gap.
Yeah, slight problem there, Colleen. So things didn't quite go to plan with that, but it happens. It is what it is, Amanda, isn't it? So I like it. There's some beautiful pictures of me and Amanda in it. So there's a little picture of bits and pieces, but it goes when it goes. Like I said, it shows you sometimes when you read books out, Colleen, things don't quite go to plan sometimes what you want. So, I like it. So it's what it is.
That's good. Brilliant. So that's brilliant then. So I suppose we end the night tonight then with that on that.
Yeah, it's fine. So I said we're gonna have a slight short second episode. It's always good to me. So yeah, I've got no more news on, have you? No. I've been offered a couple more podcasts actually, Lane, as well. But I'll talk about that more over the next couple of months because I'm going to some Stockport radio station in September. I've been offered 2 Central Manchester major podcast appearances as well. But we'll come on to that if and when they happen. So anyway, guys, that's me done.
Yeah, ta-ra, and have a good and safe week and enjoy the rest of the week. But you still have to wear face masks.
I'm going to show that, Colleen. I'm sorry, we're going to drag it on for a minute. I know it's been very interesting on the Metro, on the Underground, and the public transport in Manchester today. But it's apparently a lot of people are still wearing them. And I believe it's still happening in London as well. It's not.
You still have to wear them.
Don't have to. No, don't have to. A lot of people are still wearing them.
Depends on where you go, because the supermarkets are saying you have to wear face masks if you want to go into their shop. If you don't, then you can't go into the shop.
Yeah, it's so I think everybody seriously. It's perhaps worth if you go into shops and bits and pieces, is to still take a mask with you, because some places won't let you in without them still. So, which is that their prerogative, basically. So. Anyway, well, I think we'll call it quits then, Colleen, won't we, for tonight?
Enjoy the sunshine and speak to you all another time.
Take care, guys. Night-night.